Hey, it's Eric Webster, and I am here today with a dear friend, Donna Stubenvoll from Gaylord?
Gaylord.
Gaylord, Michigan. She's a realtor, so she and I have that in common, but she also does some incredible spiritual work and is in the process of sort of relaunching her business life a bit. I'm so excited for her. We've talked many times about her stepping out and being who she is and presenting to the world the wonderful work that she's doing in this environment and integrating it into her real estate practice. So that's just a brief introduction. Donna, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for the introduction.
Okay, so I know you through Shannon, who I interviewed last week, and Shannon recommended to you that you take my Akashic Record teleclass, which you've done. So I also know that you're doing a version of the same sort of theta work that Shannon does. Only from our conversations, it sounds like there's a little bit of a twist in it, in that you're doing some additional coaching and making more of a different consultative approach with it, and then using your skills and your connection to spirit to help people achieve a greater outcome in your life. If that's inaccurate in any way, please correct me, but also talk a little bit about that and how you approach it and what the results have been with the clients you work with.
You know what? As you said, I do in theta as Shannon. Shannon rocks it out all the world, by the way. But what I do is, oftentimes in life, I've found that we forgot our joy. We do not. If I ask you, Eric, what is your joy in life? Where do you find your joy?
I'd say we need to schedule a session.
And so many people, probably 80% of the people that I've talked to, they have no idea. They know that they go to work. They know they have all their different groups, but they do not know where their joy is. And so what I like to do is, let's have a conversation and let's dig deep into finding what's blocking you, first of all, from having that joy. Take a good look at what really makes you happy, and kind of let's go in with theta and with God and Creator and the angels, and let's clear those blocks that's preventing you from getting that joy. And that's kind of where I like to take it.
Okay.
It is, sometimes you've forgotten where you're at. You forgot how to say no. I know in your business, through Akashic Records and all the other avenues that you are so fantastic at, you like to give. But when somebody says, Eric, can you do this? Your automatically response is yes, even if you don't have the time and the energy to do it. And sometimes we need to learn to say no respectfully, but no.
Yeah.
Because, we're throwing ourselves out there so much that we forget to give time for us. And if we can't fill ourselves up first, we can't give to others.
The whole idea of you can't pour from an empty vessel is so important, and from the classes and the play dates that we've done on Zoom with the record work, that's a concept that I hit really often, because I see so many people that do incredible spiritual work or healing work that give and give and give and give, but they can't, for whatever reason, whether it's that they don't feel worthy of receiving, or somehow it diminishes their sacredness with it. I mean, it's all nonsense to think that way, but it's a real easy trap to fall into. And you and some others in the group have been really good about holding that mirror up to me and
Right.
kind of hitting me over the head with love and gentleness, of course. I think that's where my hair went from all you guys hitting me on the head. About making sure that I'm carving out some time to allow myself to receive, allow others to give back. So that's an important thing. And, when I look at that disconnection from joy, my immediate thought is, look at the world we have right now.
Yeah.
And is that a reflection of people are so disconnected from their joy, so joyless in their life that they have to lash out and make sure that nobody else is joyful too? Um,
I think so.
it's a sad thing. So, so are you finding as you work with your clients in that way that the reconnection is as transformational as it sounds like it is?
I believe so. I like to think so. It takes more than one session, of course, but because you have to do a little bit of homework. You have to
Mm.
go and sit with your heart, and you've got to say, okay, where do I find the most joy at? And what is it that really makes me happy? And sometimes, as you and I've talked many times, Eric, you need to go out and reconnect with the earth
Yeah,
and figure out what it is that makes you happy. And then we can then we have something to work with. Then we can come
yeah.
back and say, okay, what's preventing us from that? Let's clear it.
And it seems like obviously there are many different on the continuum of people. There are some people that they're unhappy and they're miserable,
Mm-hmm.
um, but that's how they define themselves. And
Correct.
they don't know who the heck they would be if they didn't have that illness or disease or misery. There are
Mm-hmm.
other people that seem to think that people like you and I should be able to give them a golden ticket and magically transform them and their lives into something. And then there are the people that actually understand how it works, that realize that we are holding up a mirror and we're
Mm-hmm.
doing our part of the process, but they've got to want it more than we want it, because they're going to have to do some lifting and some changing. One of the common concepts in my hypnosis training that I received was that in order for there to be change, there has to be change.
Right. You have to want it.
Yeah.
You
And
know, you and I,
be willing to do your part to create it.
and I will give it to you straight. I don't beat around the bush, so please know that whenever you're working with me, I don't beat around the bush. I come at you straight. It's who I am. It's the only way I know to hold up that mirror to you. And so please understand I do that with love and kindness, but
Yep.
I do come at you straight.
That absolutely has been my experience with you. You I would not say that you're someone who doesn't pull punches,
Right.
but I know that when you and I are going to have a conversation or do some work together, it's going to be the real deal, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to sugarcoat it. And sometimes I know from my experience it comes from source without
Right.
sugarcoating, because the recipient probably deserves a 2x4 up alongside the head, and they don't want to go quite that far with it, but by golly, they're not going to put sugar on it.
No,
So,
whatever I'm hearing from source is what I'm going to tell you.
yeah.
And I think that's the kindest way to do it. And so that's kind of where I come at. And, speaking of your hypnosis, I have done your hypnosis and it's fantastic. As you know, I'm working on, I was letting my life get a little out of control. And when I was letting it get out of control, I stress eat. And that's what I was allowing myself to do. And with your help, I have let go of that stress eating. I eat whenever I
Good.
need to, and what I need to, for the most part. Yes, I do have the occasional cheat, as we all do, but I don't feel guilty for those things. It is, you have that snack. Okay, you have that snack. Go on. Don't live there.
Yeah.
And any failure that I don't count them as failures in life. I think that it's okay. We had a little sugar, we had a little drink maybe that night, and okay, that was that night. Now then, let's go back to the next day and start fresh.
That's
And
allowing for room in your life to have a life.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so I find that that's very beneficial. Also, with your hypnosis, as you know, I get busy in life as many of you guys do, and I was able to do what they call a night challenge with very little training. That's where I ran a 5K one night, or I ran walk. I don't do a whole I do my thing. I did a 5K one night, and the next morning I got up and I did a half marathon. And, I felt fantastic afterwards. I felt like it was a success. I wasn't really sore afterwards. So I count that to working with you on it.
And am I remembering that you ran that with your grandson?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And I think that's an important contextual part of the program here, that you have a grandson who runs half marathons with you.
Yes.
Does sort of put that in a different context. Well, thank you. I'm always happy to hear about the successes that people I work with are experiencing and the changes that they're getting in their lives. It isn't always what I or they perhaps were expecting, but it always comes around in a way that is maybe more meaningful than what either of us were expecting. So, are you using your Akashic Record training on a regular basis? Is that being incorporated into the other things you're doing?
It is. I'm starting to, as you know, I was a little nervous about it. I'm still becoming comfortable with who I am and learning to trust.
Totally.
And so, I'm in it, right along with everybody else. I'm still learning. And but I am finding that what I hear when I go up to the records and I do it for the different people, that they are finding real value out of it. And I love our play dates, by the way. It makes me feel, it gives me that sense of immediate feedback. And, it gives me more of a security that, I have you guys to give me some feedback. Am I doing what I hear? Is it really resonating? And so it really helps. And so I really look forward to those once a month.
Yeah, thank you. For those of you who aren't familiar, I teach every 4 to 6 weeks. I do a teleclass on this platform on Zoom, where I show people how to access their Akashic Record in part 1, and then in part 2, how to access with permission the records for other people. And then for the group of people that's growing every month, I've set up a monthly Akashic Record play date. And we practitioners really all over North America. We've got a woman in Southern California and one in Quebec and a couple in Ontario and several of us here in Michigan, North Carolina. So from all over, remarkable human beings, lovely people. Anyhow, we get together for anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours. It's on a weeknight, and we just play in the record a little bit. And a ton of great information. The prerequisite to get into that group is to take the teleclass. So both Donna and my contact information will be at the end. Feel free to reach out and schedule sessions or conversations. I know that I do preliminary conversations without obligation, without cost, without pressure. My guess would be that Donna does as well. So that if you want to just talk about how the work we do might help your life, don't be bashful. We rarely bite, and we do our work from the heart. And I know that Donna's work is incredibly impactful, and I've had people share with me that they feel mine is as well. So you have an opportunity here. If life isn't as juicy as you think it could be, or if you have some behavioral things that you'd like to shift around a bit, let us know.
Yeah, and I can tell you that Eric does a phenomenal job whenever he does the Akashic Records. I've hired him in the past. I've always got great benefit of it, and I love working with him.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy day to have this conversation with me. And this series is going to be posted on my YouTube channel, and website and Facebook, and Donna will be posting it. And so stay tuned for further episodes. And Donna, I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Thank you.